I've gained about a couple of hundred subs in like the last week, pretty much on there. So yeah, I must be doing something right. Anyway, hang on a second. What is going on? Right, let's get this sorted. Everybody okay? How's it going, everyone on TikTok? So yeah, I decided I'm not working out today because I just got myself recover. I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you doing, baby Ethel? It's like it's the working out's important, but what's also important is letting your body recover. There's no point in overtraining and just training through the fatigue and all that. That's just not going to end well. So a lot of people forget that, yeah, that it's actually when you're not training is when you actually make the progress, when you actually build the muscles and stuff, when you adapt. That's when you're not training, when your body becomes more resilient. The training is the stimulus. Where am I from? I'm from the UK. Where are you from? So the training is the stimulus, but the the rest and recovering part of it is when we actually make the progress. So yeah, got to remember that. So make sure that you're doing things to help you recover, like sleep 8 hours if you can, or 7 hours at least, for the most part, I would say, because otherwise, you're likely going to be, yeah, you're going to probably, not be making as much progress. Also, things like active recovery can be good as well, like doing things like light stretches and just walking. That can help, like get blood around, get nutrients to the muscles. But it's when you're resting. So doing things like meditation, I think, can help, and it can help with lowering cortisol. So yeah, because high cortisol can lower testosterone, lower growth hormone, and stuff like that. Anyway, hi Charisma, hi Payush, how you doing, everybody? Hope you're well tonight. Welcome in here, everybody. So yeah, just talking about building muscle and what it takes to do that. Hello, Solomon. How's it going? Hope you're well. I'm getting quite a few in now. So yeah, so like I was saying, just if you want to build muscles, then you're gonna have to be disciplined with it. Really, you can't sleep. Why is that, Stevie? Are you serious or what? So yeah, just if you're struggling with sleep, then yeah, exercise I think can help some people with that actually. By exercising, you increase what's called sleep pressure. So let's have a look at what it says. So exercise and sleep pressure. So even things like cardio and things like that, whether it be cardio or other types of exercise. So it says here, exercise builds sleep pressure, homeostatic drive, it's called, by increasing adenosine, making you feel naturally tired, and improves sleep quality by boosting melatonin, reducing stress, and regulating body temperature. Hi, Julian. How you doing? I hope you're well. Make sure you follow if you're new here. But intense exercise close to bedtime can disrupt sleep due to adrenaline and elevated body temperature. Morning or afternoon workouts are often best for deep sleep, while light evening activity can aid relaxation, with consistency being key for better rest. So maybe try that out, guys, if you're struggling. Hello, so Chad. Hello, Georgia. Hey, how can you gain weight in a healthy way? Do you mean gaining muscle or what are you talking? Can you help what? Sorry. Anyway, I look like Zelensky. I've heard that before. Here we go. So weight, yeah. So you're talking building muscle, or what type of weight are you talking? Or just a healthy amount of body fat? Or hello, Ansh Lala, how you doing tonight? Okay, thank you, Hot Joe. Yeah, you take care. Hi, Elbel, how you doing? So what we're saying, Stevie says, I think it's too much screen time from my job. Pays well and I love it, but it's probably messing things up. Yeah. Now, some people say about blue blocking glasses, but I remember someone telling me that that doesn't work. Um, yeah, some people go on about that. I don't know if there's a setting that you can use on your computer if it's already set to that, but there's a what's called night mode or something, and you can dull down the like the brightness or something, or just the blue light. It depends on what time you're working. But, I mean, blue light during the day is seen as good, but like blue light at nighttime is said to be like can be disruptive for sleep because it tricks your body into thinking it's daytime or something. Hello, Calamondo. How you doing? Both muscle and weight. Yeah, well, you just want to be in a slight calorie surplus, so not too much of a surplus, but like try to prioritize protein and working out. So if you want to, so what you're trying to do, just build like your legs up and stuff like that, and yeah, do just heavy compound stuff like squats and things like that. Maybe some jumping squats, things like that. Just stuff that's gonna get your yeah um muscles working. Anyone else agree? What's that? UK still trying to be friends with the USA is a bit cringe. I don't know. I don't really care too much, to be honest. Hello, Death Colony. Oh, here we go. Stevie says, yeah, that will help a lot. Right. You're talking about flu. I'm talking about sleep. Hello, Aqua. Okay, what are you saying? Okay, what is going on in here? Right. Is everybody all right tonight? Hope you've all had a good day. Share this art follower if you're new. Anyway, yeah, welcome everybody. I don't know, guys. But yeah, so I don't know. Does blue blocking glasses work? What do you think? Some say it doesn't work. Do blue blocking glasses help sleep? Some people talk about things like incandescent light or something. Apparently, that's supposed to help with increasing melatonin because a lot of times we have these lights on that are blue lights and stuff. I mean, I just have this on. I don't really have too much light usually at nighttime, but it says that there's limited evidence that they significantly improve sleep for the general population or protect eyes. So I think blue blocking glasses are a bit of a gimmick, really. But hello, Tommy Heron, how you doing? There's a lot of gimmicky stuff out, a lot of BS health trends, you know? It's like these frigging green powders and stuff, you know? A lot of these green powders are a lot of crap, you know? Like, a lot of it's just a bunch of wasted money. Hello, Sam, how you doing? Jim Smith, oh, here we go again. What is going on with this molecular miser? I don't know what the hell you're on about. What's sad? What is going on here? It's a real mess in here right now. Oh, goodness. Anyway, so what's this? Mohammed. Hello, is it bad if I find a job I'm under the what? I don't know. I mean, if you're under official age, then you want to be careful with that. You don't want to be getting a job and then getting caught and then getting in trouble for that. So yeah, that would be bad. So I would just wait until you're at a legal age to do that. You know. So I wouldn't recommend you do anything illegal. But anyway, so I hope everyone's having a good night tonight. Hello, George. Now you need to limit your exposure to bright light before you go to bed. Limit in your caffeine consumption an hour before you go to bed. I would actually argue that limiting your caffeine consumption after noon, even arguably, because caffeine has a half life of about 6 hours apparently. So that means caffeine can stay in your system somewhat up to 12 hours. So yeah, if you want to sleep better, you should start going to bed and start. Oh, good. And everyone's just being silly. Anyway, I hope you're well. What's sad? What's sad, Jim? Are you sad or? Oh, I said well said. I thought it said sad for a second. Sorry, but yeah. So caffeine, like I said, is something that yeah we probably shouldn't be taking too late into the day because it can mess things up. And the thing is, right, all these people taking pre-workouts and stuff, and some of them are taking them late on in the day. The problem with that is that that can hinder sleep, and ironically, actually make your results worse because of a lack of good sleep. So yeah, it might make you feel good in that moment. You feel pumped, or whatever, but then you end up with less results. You end up so be careful, with that stuff. I'd say. Hi, Sarah Louise. How you doing? Russian spy. Yeah, I've heard that before. I know how to repair mobile phones, and this makes you earn a lot, but time is a problem whether I study or work. Well, I'm sorry, I can't really help you there. Um, anyway, you're all right, Sarah. I'm not too bad, thank you. Just got a lot of stuff going on YouTube at the moment. My sleeping patterns all over the place due to me being on chemo. One thing that has really helped me sleep more has been ASMR. Yeah, that can help some people as well. Hello, Taylor. What about meditation, like guided meditation? That might be good for some people as well. So maybe doing some like body scan meditation or mindfulness meditation, breath work, that kind of stuff that gets you into a deep relaxation state. Some people use things like yoga, nidra, meditation. There is different forms of meditation that can help get people into that more of that parasympathetic system. And yeah, ASMR is so nice to fall asleep to or rain. Yeah, some people use rain sounds as well, like even like storm sounds and things like that can be. I wonder why rain is a something that people find relaxing. Is it just because it sounds natural and I don't know? Why is it that rain is relaxing? I don't know. Stretching is good. Oh yeah. Hello, Graham. Why don't you take your? Oh god, here we go. But yeah, it's a good, that's a good one. Yeah, I've heard similar people saying that a cold shower could be like a sort of natural form of like a pre-workout in a sense. So not natural, but as in like it's just like a more kind of um yeah, obviously caffeine. I mean, you know what I mean. But it's like another way of doing that without all the negatives. Yeah, whereas everyone, I don't know what the hell's going on with TikTok. I guess they just got bored and they don't really watch me now. Oddly, I don't. It just depends. That sometimes they do. I don't know if it's because I'm on YouTube as well and I'm more concentrating on that. I don't know. But if people would come into TikTok, I would, would read the messages and stuff. The Weekend or Michael Jackson, probably Michael Jackson. Anyway, you're jealous of me because okay. What are you guys on about? Right. Yeah. So is everyone okay? Welcome in here. Say hello if you're watching. What do I talk about? All sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff, really. I like to get into discussions. I can even get onto like politics and religion sometimes, depending on what mood I'm in. So yeah, so we're just talking earlier about like health and sleep and things like that. As Pastor Semper, Harry Potter, what you on about? I don't have a girlfriend, no, why? No, I don't have one. No, I am single. Um, yeah, welcome everybody. Hope you're well tonight. Show me out if you can. Hello, Dean Davis. How you doing tonight? Hello, Christopher. How's it going? Welcome in here, everybody. Personality of a wheel bin. Well, if you don't like it, then just go away then. Hey, England first. Yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard it a million times. Hello, Stewie. Hello, Gabrielle. How you doing? Um, Stewie of Family Guy. He, he's like talks like a. It's hard to do his voice, but yeah, I can do a couple of characters off it, like. Hi there, Chris. Why don't you come down to my cellar? Got a freezer full of popsicles in my cellar. Oh, goodness. Yeah, yeah. No thanks, Mr. Herbert. Don't make me beg now, Chris. Peter Griffin. I can't do Peter Griffin. I can do, um, I could do like those characters. Yeah. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're well tonight. And then off Simpsons, I can do Marge Simpson. Honey, I know I love you. Mommy! Oh, goodness. All the other gods are dead and their tombs, but Jesus resurrected from the death so we don't perish but have eternal life with him. Okay, well, thank you for that. I don't personally believe in all that stuff, but if that's what you believe in, that's cool. Ace, how you doing? Metal, how you doing? Hello, Scott. How you doing tonight, everyone? Hope you've all had a good day. Um, Anonymous Fitness Fanatic, how you doing? Is that a real person or something? Idris Elba. I can't really do his voice. I'd have to learn that one, but it just sounds like a very kind of, you know, cool kind of like, as in just like this kind of, it's like very, you know what I mean? Hello, amen. Just do believe that Jess was a messenger of God, right? You mean Jesus, not Jess. You put Jess. I guess you missed out the U. Oh, it's dead on TikTok, isn't it? Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks. Nah, there's a lot that I can't do, to be honest. I could do Donald Trump. I did some Andrew Tate before. What color is your Bugatti? Hello, Brokies. Hello, Cat and Jack. Good to see you. How you doing? Yeah. Hi. Hi, it's Cat and Jack. How are you? So, I am just going to read Course in Miracles, verse number 98. So, in this one, it talks about forgiveness. It's important to forgive, not for them, but to heal because we should not hold grudges. It is it's a bad energy. We want to free our minds from the shackles that hold us back. And you've been listening. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hello, it's Anas. I remember there was someone in my school called Anas. There was also a guy called Wakas as well. Yeah, yeah. So there's a guy called Anas and a guy called Wakas. Imagine that. Be funny if they were in the same class though, but yeah. Yeah, I hope you're all well. So why aren't you on Yogi's live now then, Kat? You're not usually on here. Yeah, he's on Esoteric Lounge. He's got Squirrel Sniper on. Hi, Thunder Pigeon. How you doing? Hello, Think Strategically. Who was that? I don't know. But yeah, I hope everyone's well tonight. I'll probably go over there in a bit. I don't know. Hello, Sir Ryan31. What are you saying? I've just been spending a lot of time on my own things lately. Just trying to build my channel up, really, and just yeah. Hello, Dylan Clayson. Yeah, Christian. I just heard that before. What you're saying, and I'm not a Christian. Thank you for follow, Jose. I'm not a Christian, and Sniper is up tonight. Yeah, yeah. Did you not want to watch it or something? You don't want to what? Did you not want to? I'll tell Squirrel that you didn't want to watch him. You know, see how he feels about that. Eh? I'm just messing. You know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just the best, bro. Okay, thank you very much. And it's just a bit odd that you come in here when he's on, when you're supposed to be watching him or something. I don't know, but I appreciate you stopping by anyway. Yes, I'm in the UK. Hello, Sniper. I'm just not always into the same things he is. Ah, fair enough. So, what is it that you're not into then? That he gets quite sort of. Yeah, is anyone still in here? Sorry about that. My connection went. So, yeah, you're not into conspiracies. All right. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. You're getting ready for bed. Okay, fair enough. Is anyone still here on YouTube? My battery died, so I had to put it back on. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, not everyone's into conspiracy. That's okay. I do talk about that stuff sometimes, but yeah, I try to be a bit more balanced with it though, because there was this guy really deep into that stuff. I just feel like sometimes people go into like the deep end with all that and get a bit carried away. It just gets a bit ridiculous sometimes when they start denying science and stuff like that. And you know what I mean? Like, there's a point where you can cross that it just goes into denialism, and it's all right to be skeptical of corporations, the government, and all that. But then once it gets crossed that point into like delusion and all that kind of stuff, then you just, you know what I mean? You just need to try and snap back into reality because, yeah. But I respect that everyone's got a different opinion. But the problem is when they start to push the delusional views onto everyone, they act as though theirs is the right way, but it's just maybe they don't know, like, and they're just kind of yeah. So I've been down a whole bunch of rabbit holes and stuff, and what I'll say is that don't trust everything you see on the internet, because there's a lot, yeah, there's some truth out there, but a lot of it's just people just making up BS. I think some people just want to make a name for themselves, and it's kind of part of their brand as being some kind of conspiracy person, and so you can't always trust these people. It's like, yeah, you can't trust the government, you can't trust all that, but then thank you for Marine. But a lot of the stuff that the conspiracy stuff is not trustworthy either. How cold is it weather-wise in the UK today? Probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5 degrees, something like that, maybe a bit more. I'm not exactly sure. But even when it's like a few degrees, it can feel quite cold with the humidity that we get here. Like they say that we have a different type of cold and a different type of hot here than some other parts of the world. Like it's a more humid heat, a more humid cold. So, Kesey, thank you for the follow. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Welcome to my live. But yeah, just keep the chat flowing, everyone. Gabrielle says to live with him is necessary to pick up our cross daily. Okay, thank you. Am I stoned? Yeah. Why? No, not really. I'm just naturally have a stoner vibe. I remember someone said that I have a natural stoner vibe, but yeah, I'm not really a stoner. So anyway, but what's that? Works don't bring us to heaven, but faith does. I mean, if that's what you want to believe. I mean, I was arguing about religion and that stuff earlier, but Stephen, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's just there's a lot of questions I have that I don't really feel like I've been properly answered, but I don't know. It's just 35 in SE USA. 35 Fahrenheit you're talking about, or Celsius? Which one do you mean? 35. Did you restart the live? No, I just came. Well, I did restart it about half an hour ago, nearly, but I had to just come back in because my laptop died. So yeah, my laptop died on me. So oh well. Okay, Gabrielle. Thank you. Yeah. So anyway, not sure how much longer I'm staying on. Maybe just a little bit longer. Right. So I'll probably get some food shortly. Maybe I could stop by on Yogi's for a bit in a little while, but yeah, we'll see how everyone's doing. Try and keep it going for a little bit longer. But yeah, and everyone's entitled to their own beliefs and stuff. But not everyone's going to agree, though. That's the only thing. We have to respect that. Everyone's got their own views. Everyone's got their own perspectives on everything. So I'd just say live and let live. Hello, Kirsty. How you doing? As long as we're not trying to force anything on anybody, then we're free to believe what we want to believe. And yeah, that's what I believe in anyway. That we should be just accepting of each other. It's good to have debate sometimes, but then we just come out the debate and then we just like we're sort of like happy to let people just kind of continue just believe what they want to believe. I think it's important to have your beliefs challenged sometimes because if you're not willing to have your beliefs challenged, then I don't think you're really secure in your beliefs, is what I'd say. Like, we need to have the security in what we believe in, I think. Otherwise, it seems like a bit insecure, I guess. I don't watch American football. I don't watch any sports, to be honest. I'm not really a sports fan, to be honest with you. What about you? Do you like American football? I remember there was a band called American Football. They were like this kind of what from that whole Midwest emo kind of scene. Santu, thank you for the likes. Hope you well. Yeah, I remember listening to a few of their songs and stuff. They were like from that kind of there were bands like Sunny Day Real Estate and stuff like that. Really, that sort of Midwest emo kind of. I think it was what they call it, like in the '90s. Really, yeah. There was like different eras of like emo music. I don't know if you ever listened to any of that stuff, but yeah, I have quite a bit of knowledge on like different music genres and stuff like that, and that's also, I guess, one of my special interests. Some would say like with autism, you have these special interests and stuff, and things that you look really deep into and stuff. Like you go into like rabbit holes and things like that, and what have you. Hello, humbly. What are you saying? Hi, Star Ton as well. How you doing tonight? Hope you well. Welcome in here. And what's everybody up to tonight? And seems to have gone a bit quiet since I had to restart it. Just I don't know. Javid, how you doing? There, yeah. Let's get the Trump thing out. Hello there, Javid. How are you? You're such a tremendous guy. All right, everybody. Yeah. Hello, Lakshya. Hello, Amari. Thank you. Thank you. You're a tremendous guy, Amari. It's like Atari with an M. It's like Amari sounds like Atari. That's no fake news. Oh, goodness. Hello, Amari. How you doing? Welcome in here. Welcome in, Patriots. Hope you've all had a tremendous day. You're all tremendous people. I wouldn't like you. Why would I not like you? Oh, thank you. You love my work. That's so great. I love it myself. I think it's very great. Think it's tremendous. Safari. Like animal safari? Are you talking about Atari? Those old gaming console thingies. Those old games were way better. Like we had games like Space Invaders, Asteroids, Pac-Man, and all those. They were all great. They were all the OG video games. There are lots of great games back in those days. They were so great. The best games ever. What do I think of Trump? I don't really think much of him. I don't know. Just there's this crazy some of the stuff going on with the Greenland and Venezuela or whatever, but I don't really get too much kind of invested in all that any more talents. I have the mouth harp. If I'll have to go and get it, guys, but I'll be back in a sec. Just gotta go get my mouth harp. If anyone wants to hear me play it, bear with me. Okay, this is the other one. Let's get out of my pocket. I actually took it out with me earlier to show somebody. So yeah, I'll be back, guys. I'm coming back. Here is my instrument, musical instrument. I haven't already shown you. So there you go. That is the mouth harp. Yeah. What do you think of that? Everybody okay tonight? Where is Trump? What do you mean, where is Trump? Hi, Amari. Hello, Feld Pulse Music. Okay, cool. Hello, Ben Dale. Welcome back. Hello, Mart Van Zanten. They are yellow, like that Coldplay song, Yellow. And they were all yellow. I saw my pubes, and they were all yellow. Hi, Albin. Welcome back. Ray, nah. Hi, Rainy Poo. How you doing? Yes, thank you. All right. You're welcome. Everybody okay tonight? Where am I from? I'm from the UK. Where are you from? Anyway, Indonesia. Oh yeah. Oh cool. Dot girl. How you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Hi, Araya. How are you doing? Everyone okay? Yeah. How many likes are we on this live? Let's have a look. Oh, 6? Is that it? Thought it would be more than that. Yeah, we've got 52 votes on the poll. And Morris says, I have a friend from Indonesia. Oh, yeah. Personal use in the UK, I don't know. I mean, it's just that, like, thing with the UK, some might say that we wouldn't be good with guns or something, whereas America, they've got a different culture. So it's like, I don't know. It's one of those things, really, that some argue, like, Britain's different from the US because, like, I mean, we haven't had guns for a long time, so might be a bit concerned if we then had started having guns for personal use, then things could go chaotic. But then some might argue that they're much about like some say an armed society is a protected society is what they argue for like guns. Well, that's for America at least, but like but like but the thing is I would probably be scared. Like if I thought that like anybody could just pull a gun out at me, at any moment. That can be quite a scary thought if I was just walking out the house, walking down the street, someone driving in their car or anywhere could just be pulling out a gun and just be crazy and just, pull it out on me without any warning. Well, it depends on the different types. You've got like automatic rifles versus semi-automatic, and then you've got manual. So obviously manuals, they take longer to, you know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah, anyway, but there was an argument for guns when people were saying guns don't kill people, people kill people. What would you say to that? But you could argue that when it comes to guns, it's a lot easier to kill more people with guns than it is with knives, say, for example, because, you'd have to, I mean, it would take longer, wouldn't it? Guns are very dangerous, so like, I don't know. Maybe in America they're better to have them, but I don't know. It's just a tricky one, I think. But I think we should be looking more at like preventing crime from happening in the first place. I don't know, in terms of like mental health and things like that. A lot of the people who do these things would probably have certain issues, and we've got to just try and kind of keep everybody kind of safe and stuff. And yeah, depends on what kills people quicker, and guns definitely do. That's what I was saying. Yeah, guns are a lot faster at killing people, so but they use knives. But then knives are a lot slower to kill people, is what I'd say. So you could say that, well, guns are more dangerous in that way. Anyway, hope everyone's well tonight. Guns and knives are banned, and prevention is better than the cure, as there is no cure for death. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, M&A. Who are you? Who's this? Where are you from as well? I'd have to send it in private because I don't give it out publicly. But yeah, so yeah, people use knives, but then, like I said, it's a slower way. Oh, you're from Manchester. Oh yeah, what's your name? What's M&A stand for? M and A. Yeah. I mean, maybe like introduce yourselves before. Oh, Azzy. All right. Okay. It's just maybe people should like introduce themselves before asking for Snapchats and stuff. Maybe I don't know. Okay. Um, Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Oh, there's a new Gorilla song. Is I didn't know about that. I don't really listen to them, but I didn't know a couple of the songs like "Feel Good Inc." and was it Clint Eastwood? Those are the songs that I know from them. But yeah. Hi, my goldfish. Um, so awesome. How you doing? Okay, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But we all go some day. Nicer to just go a bit older and in sleep. But gang culture is a symptom of many things, particularly in cities the world over. Yeah, yeah, we have to look at like the motives behind these things and try to prevent it. It's better to kind of focus on that. I'm in the US. It's about 6:15 p.m. here. Okay, cool. Morris says, okay, fair enough. Right. Yeah, I've not listened to that. So I know it's got one of the guys from, what is it called? Blur. The Damien Albarn, whatever it's called, from Blur. He sings in Gorillaz, doesn't he? I remember there was that whole rivalry between them and Oasis or something. Like, well, there's a lot of like people like who would, like in terms of like, I don't know if it was like a north south divide thing where if you're a northern, you'd be more Oasis, and then southern is like more Blur or something. And they were like clash, like sort of, are you team Oasis, team Blur or something? Because they brought their album out, I think, around the time when Oasis brought theirs out, and it was this, yeah, competition thing. Yeah, Damien Albarn. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Feel good. 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 No, not Matt Damon. No, it's called Damien Albarn, the singer of the singer of Gorillaz. Yeah, Matt Damon. He was in. I remember I watched a film called Born Identity that had Matt Damon in it. Has anyone ever watched that one? Hi, Teddy. Huh. Oh, good. It was Singles, Country House, and whatever Oasis brought out. Oh yeah, yeah. It was well. They did. They were more famous for the songs "Park Life" and what's the other ones? "Boys and Girls." I think. Yeah, Damien Albarn, Jarvis. Yeah. Um, Papa's Lappers. Yeah, Blur. Yeah, Blur. Yeah, I'm on YouTube as well right now. So yeah. What's this? How giraffe nut? Oh god. Oh, here we go. I'm not a communist. No, are you? Here we go. We're getting a lot of trolls in there right now, but that's typical, isn't it? That's my new song. Sorry. Okay. Oh god. Yeah. Is everyone okay tonight then? Hope you're all well. Yeah, you there, Jarvis. Jarvis Cocker. Yeah. Yeah, Jarvis Cocker was in. Was it called Pulp? That was around that time as well when you had all those bands. It was around that like Britpop kind of era. You had Blur and you had Pulp. You had a few others as well. Favorite actors? I don't know. I don't really have a favorite actor. I liked some of the Clint Eastwood stuff because my grandma used to like that, and I used to like watching that with her. And some of those films were pretty cool. Like Dirty Harry was good, and yeah, what's that? King Gods. How would I know about that? Oh, goodness. And A, thank you for the likes. All the people, so many people. Yeah, that's the one, yeah. Park Life. What music do I like? I like a lot of stuff really. I just try and mix it up and yeah. I listen to some quite obscure stuff sometimes. Hello, Quay or Noj. Hello, you sound all British and stuff. Yeah, yeah, in it. Clint Eastwood, the Mule movie is good. What you mean the Mule movie? I don't know that one. I don't think. When was that one out? Has anyone seen a film that he did called Gran Torino? That was like one of his last ones. I don't know if has he done any recently. I mean, the guy's like nearly 100 years old. I think he's about 95 or something like that. If he's still alive. Actually, what is it called? Actually, look, there's Dick Van Dyke. I think he might have just turned 100. Let's have a look. Check if he's still alive. Um, so, yeah, so Dick Van Dyke. Yeah, he was born 1925. So, yeah, it's 100 years old. Like, he's still alive. So, is he like the oldest actor that's still alive or something? Or one of them, anyway? So, yeah. I mean, it says still active, still so I don't know if he's just doing smaller stuff now, but because I'm sure he can't really be doing too much these days. But yeah, he's just turned 100 recently. Dick Van Dyke. Yeah, I'm Northern. Yeah, yes, I am. Gran Torino's a good one. Yeah, that and Clint Eastwood. It was like, yeah, it was quite a sort of a dark one. That one really wasn't it? Yeah, it's a bit different from some of his other ones where he's like this kind of badass kind of like character, but like, well, I mean, he still is in a way, but it's like it's just a very serious kind of film, and like a very kind of dark, serious, like the story of it and stuff. Like, yeah, because of all the kind of like, yeah, all the different like tensions and stuff on it, and the different like it's like a kind of ghetto kind of thing, isn't it? For a member with like different ethnicities and stuff, from what I remember. And there was like clashes going on and stuff. Yeah. When I went to see Gorillaz, Sean Ryder didn't come on stage and shout, "It's there." Sean Ryder wasn't he in Happy Mondays or something? Or is that right? Sean Ryder. Hang on, Sean Ryder. Yeah, Happy Mondays, isn't it? Yeah, Sean Ryder, wasn't it? Yeah, it's in Happy Mondays. That was like back in that sort of what do they call it? Yeah, that sort of yeah, Manchester they call it. That was that scene back in like you had Stone Roses and all that back then. Yeah, Manchester. Anyway, he has elf ears on. But who's got elf ears? Hello, Anon dude. Oh yeah, I've heard that many times before. Maury says, yeah, right. Hi, Gavo. British pop. Yeah, Brit pop, they call that. But yeah. Yeah. It was all that era. Like you had Manchester and all that. Yeah, Happy Mondays. You had Stone Roses, I think, was part of that, I guess. Don't know. Is there any more that you can think of? I guess you could say, like, early Oasis was kind of lumped in with all that kind of stuff, like when they first started. Yeah, Phil. I remember there was this band playing at like a free music festival, and they were playing loads of like Oasis covers and stuff. Well, they played a few Oasis covers, but they had a few other ones as well, like just old rock songs and stuff like that. Yeah, I think they did that. What's it called? Whatever it's called. Yeah, I can't remember the name, but yeah. Um, Michael Caine. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. Yeah, Pulp. That was around that time. Yeah, the Britpop and all that. Yeah. Is Spiral Carpet so good? What's that? Is that another band from that time? Do you have a foot fetish? No, why? It's a bit random. Oh, goodness. I'm not depressed. No, why? McGann. It's like Renault McGann. Remember Renault McGann? Oh, God. What is going on with this chat now? Solange. I'm from like the UK. I liked the female rockers of that era. Garbage, Skunk and Nancy. All right. I don't know that Skunk and Nancy, is that the name of a band? You might like the actual original song from that song Natalie Imbruglia. Thank you for the help me, Megan. How you doing? Natalie Imbruglia, that song Torn. It was actually originally done by a band called Edna Slop, which had a more like 90s alternative rock kind of sound. So if you're into stuff like that, then do you remember that thing with fucking Garbage, the singer from that? Well, like the Garbage Behavior. Hi Benjamin, how you doing? I'm in York, England. So yeah, hello Susie, where have you been? Hello Reese, good to see you all. So yeah, the singer from Garbage, Shirley Manson, like she was being really nasty at one of the people in the crowd, trying to like shame him and because he had a fucking beach ball and whatever, and just yeah. Okay, whatever, cosmic, whatever. Anyway, but yeah, Shirley Manson, it's just, but then she tried to make some half-assed apology, but it wasn't even like a direct apology to him, like, and then tried to virtue sing about Palestine. It's like, I don't know. I don't think she probably really actually cares that much. She just kind of tried to switch the subject to try and look like she's some kind of hero or some shit when she literally just like basically pretty much incited violence against the guy. Remember when Bjork betrayed that report? No, I don't. What did she do? Not equivalent, but maybe Farage. What about Farage? What are you saying about Farage or something? I do busking sometimes anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get back into that soon. Hi Emily, how you doing? Hope you're well tonight. Um, attacked a reporter. Really? What? Like physically attack them? I guess they triggered her or something, or what? Yeah, she went skits. I've not seen that. Like, wasn't she like quite a feminist as well or something? Okay, Kingfire. I've heard of this stuff before. Hello, Miss Sleek. How you doing? Hope you well. Yeah, so like I don't know. Hello, Zuza. It's like, isn't Shirley Manson quite a feminist or something? The reporter started talking to Bjork's kid, so she went nuts. I mean, I guess like if they cross a line, then you have a right to be angry and whatever, but like obviously you don't want to like start getting aggressive with people and stuff. Thank you for following me, Sleek. What's your name anyway? Uh, she was pretty eccentric, amazing voice. So yeah, sometimes that's the thing. Some of the most talented people are oftentimes the most wacky of people. You know, sometimes they have some quite wacky beliefs and things like that. I mean, oh Pamela, oh nice to meet you, Pamela. Pamela Anderson. Yeah, yeah, Pamela Anderson. Yeah, she's one of those like that kind of ruined herself with the plastic surgery, didn't she? I'm sure I've seen her recently that she's had it all removed or something. But yeah, so a lot of these people end up ruining themselves with the plastic surgery and looking fake and all that. Yeah, which is just a shame, really, when people, yeah, no, please don't say that. Really don't like it. Oh no, I'm sorry about that then. I was only just like joking around, but yeah. Bjork said afterwards she just had enough. The reporter put the camera too close as well, I think. But the attack was pretty nasty. I thought, yeah. Well, it's about kind of like being reasonable, isn't it? Express it, Smana, how you doing? It's really good for you. It's Hugh. You all right? It's okay. Was teased at school about it. Okay, then fair enough. Got you. Yeah. So where are you from, by the way? Anyway. Yeah, yeah. It's a bit of a yeah. Well, there is a lot of women called Pam, but like I don't usually hear them. I remember there was a woman that used to have a cafe in Darwin called Pamela. She actually called it Pamela's, but I think they sold it or something. But yeah, are you from the UK? But going back to South Africa, are you from South Africa? All right. Oh yeah, Jamiroquai. Oh, they attacked a reporter or something once as well. He used to be my ex's sister. He picked her up hitchhiking, and they got together. Oh really? Oh wow, small world, eh? Oh wow. So what is it called? Whatever it's called. Yeah. Hello, Jim Beam. Jesus played guitar. I'm gonna play the mouth harp. Watch. Hello, this is a what didn't what? Sorry. Oh my, that's so cool. Oh, thank you. Goodness. Yeah, I've had hurricane many times before as well. Here we go. Good at songs. I can't really play songs with that. Can you tell what it is yet? That's not the same as that thing though. Yeah. He died in prison, didn't he, that guy? Rolf Harris. 16 in the house on YouTube. Cool. How you doing tonight, everybody? I'm 30 years old. Jesus grew a beard. No shit, Sherlock. Well, that's what we see anyway. But someone's saying that what we see of Jesus isn't what he actually looks like. And he had not such long hair, darker skin. Because you think about it, right? If Jesus is from like, the Middle East, wouldn't he have a more kind of darker complexion, but yet is depicted as this white guy? It's like, how can he be a white guy if he's from like, it's almost Arabia where he's from, right? So, like, they would have, I don't think they would have been white there, would they? You know? Yeah, you would have thought so, wouldn't you? You would have thought his skin would be darker, right? And I mean, in some pictures, he even has like blondish hair as well. So, like, how is that even possible for someone from like those regions? Because the more hot the country is, the darker the skin is usually. So it just doesn't really make any sense, does it? Hmm. So it's almost like they were trying to just depict him as a white guy or something. Yeah, how can he have blonde hair, blue eyes? It doesn't make any sense for someone from Middle East. Elisa, so why depict him like that? Is that not like a kind of, you could say that's a bit of like a white supremacist kind of thing. But on the flip side, you also get what they call um, Hebrew Israelites. Have you heard of this, guys? These are people who believe that Jesus was a black guy. So you've got that as well. I think this truth is somewhere in the middle. He wasn't black, he wasn't white, he was olive and kind of like like kind of probably like somewhere between kind of South Mediterranean and like Asian looking, I guess. Like probably like Turkish, between Turkish and like kind of and like sort of Egyptian, that sort of thing, or Arabian. That's somewhere in that kind of region, like you would think. But hello, Loot Nebula. How you doing? Welcome in here. Hope you're well tonight. So yeah, so just have to find out why is it that um why is, because I always found that a bit confusing. Like, why is Jesus white? You know, so that says about European artistic traditions, especially from the Renaissance onward, where artists portrayed him with features familiar and relatable to their audiences, leading to the dominant Eurocentric image seen today. Though historic old Jesus was a Middle Eastern Jew with darker olive skin, this artistic choice, coupled with colonial spread of European culture and later ideological reasons, solidified the white Jesus image, even though early Christian art showed him with brown skin and modern depictions show him in various global forms. So, yeah, so there we go. So he wasn't some like white guy that what you saw in the pictures, but I don't think he was also like some black guy like these Hebrew Israelites. I think they're like so this thing that's how to check about Hebrew Israelites. So find out about that. So it's like a um about black Jesus or something. Do they actually believe that or something? Let's check as see about that. Yeah, yeah. It's saying about the black. There's like the black. There's a whole black Hebrew Israelites where they sort of yeah, they believe in a black Jesus or something. Like, I don't know, but yeah, if I remember something like that. I don't know if any of you have heard of that thing, but yeah. Anyway, hello, Bits Devil Gamer. How you doing? Hope you're well. Unless the pictures are made up. Well, yeah. The thing is, right, paintings can't be really validated because for that reason, where it's like someone could just fabricate history like that. It just goes to show how oftentimes we can't trust history because unless we were there, we won't know, will we? They can just easily doctor and fabricate things for their own narrative. So they say that somewhere, isn't it? History is written by the winners. So whatever narrative they want to push, the winners, they'll just push whatever they want people to believe, you know? They'll just have hoodwink their populations into all kinds of doctrines and stuff. And, you know what I mean? Yeah. Hope you're all well tonight, people. Nah, I haven't watched that. No. Not really. Thanks for taking to that. I don't agree with the whole idea of royal family at this point. Feel like that's all run its course. Why do we still have royal family? Like, you know, why do we have a family who, you know, takes taxpayer money to fund their you know, the really expensive weddings and stuff, why can't they fund it themselves, you know? Why is it up to the public to fund that? What's it got to do with them, you know? Like that, some would say they're just a bunch of scroungers and that they're just leeching off of people. And yeah, they've done some good things, you could argue, but it's like at this point, are they needed? I don't know what you guys think about it. I mean, yeah, there's the royal this, royal that. I mean, but are they needed to be there in order to have these things? Like, I don't know. Anyway, any more questions, people? Anything else you want to ask before I get off here? I'm going to be getting off for a while. Gotta get some food, I think. Yeah. Oh, hello, Fernie Werney. What are you saying? Purely pageantry, nothing more. What's that? Sorry. I agree with you about the Royals. Yeah, I don't know. Are you thick? Why? I think people have had enough of the Royals. It's all outdated. Yeah. Not entirely true. It's why we have research universities, etc., in order to look deeper at things, and it's important to look at our own bias and challenge ourselves. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the Royals or something? I mean, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm not really that tired, so. Um, Heinz, welcome back. I don't know. Like you could argue about Royal Air Force, Royal this, Royal Hospitals, and you could say, oh well, if we hadn't had the Royals, then would we have all this? Well, you could argue that I don't know that we may not have all these services. I don't know what you guys think about that. Do you think that the benefits outweigh the cons, or do you think that like was people saying that they're outdated? And I just think that they shouldn't be getting like what is it taxpayer funded bullshit, like their weddings and stuff. They should be doing that themselves, Why does everyone else have to fund it themselves? Ceremonial display slash performative. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people that are performative in society, really, isn't there? Like for example, performative activism as well is a big thing as well. Where, for example, when people were doing the whole BLM, trying to, you know, pretend to be somebody that gives a damn about it all and put out a bunch of posts and spreading it on their social media, trying to gain a following. And so a lot of these people they don't have the best intentions. They're just trying to divide. It's just causing more division and just kind of like yeah. Like I think when it comes to like injustice in the world, we should be looking at it as a whole. Look at the bigger picture instead of focusing on a particular race because injustice is injustice regardless of what race it's from. But, it's like as in yeah, because there's even a lot of say white people that get fucked over in this system as well. You know, so yeah, you could argue about disproportionate and whatever, but like I think that these people who push these kind of hello Valerie types of activism where they were going on about specifically Black Lives is that they're kind of missing the point of it's the system is just like corrupt to everybody pretty much for the most part. It's a class issue more than it is a race issue, I would say, people should see it as like it's the 1% versus the 99%. The 1% or the 0.1%, probably more like those that the haves versus the have-nots, the ones that seek to dominate over others. That is the problem in society. And while some groups are more affected than others, the truth is that regardless of what group you're in, if you're not part of that elite group of people, you know, you're not really that privileged, probably. Most people have to struggle just to get a fraction of the way to whatever they got to without having to do anything. So, yeah, this is the thing is that, yeah, a lot of people, they just kind of put out a bunch of, you know, oftentimes misleading things on their, social media and stuff. Oh, thank you, Rations. Yeah. How you doing? Hello, AD Sluice. Hello, Teddy. Even if there's merit to an argument, they are just helping keep people at each other, looking left and right rather than up. Exactly. This is what I mean. Yeah, divide and conquer. Exactly what it is. It's like we should all be trying to come together. But you get all these activists who want to seem like they're doing something good, but all they're doing is fueling hatred. They talk about, being anti-racist and all this stuff, but yet they oftentimes perpetuate racism and oftentimes racist themselves by being against white people, for example. And sometimes they're being sexist by being against men, for example, when it's like, you know, there's a certain subset of a certain group that can be blamed, but like you can't blame the whole group sort of thing. And so by being, sort of prejudiced against men is sexist in of itself by saying, men are sexist pigs, for example, or that is in of itself sexism by being kind of it's like a form of reverse kind of like bigotedness, you could say. So when people start spewing things like, like for example, BLM, where it's like because what they're implying is that other lives don't matter, other creeds they don't matter. Because why would you say that? When you just all your focus is on one race of people, then everybody else feels kind of left out. Then like you're implying that they don't matter. It's just the term is very divisive. And now I understand you could say, well, there's disproportionate blah blah blah, but the thing is that no matter what race you're from, like I said, even things like police brutality, if we actually look at numbers, I think they even said like, yeah, there's more, obviously a lot more white people, say, for example, in America. But I think white people actually made up quite a big percentage of the actual total numbers that were victims of that. And so, like I said, it's more of we should look at the injustice as a whole rather than being kind of like divisive and only focusing on one group of people. And I don't think that is the most effective way to do things um, because then you're missing the problem as a whole rather than Anyway, if you get me. I remember commenting All Lives Matter on a BLM video, and someone replied, "Yeah, but Black Lives Matter more." It's just so dumb. Yeah, it's like, what do you mean? Isn't that racist in of itself by saying that? If you're saying they matter more, then you're implying that superiority to that then. So it's kind of like reverse racism in a sense, you could say. Didn't the founder of BLM get mixed up in some gangster crap? And I don't know. I don't know about that really. I'm not sure. but I wouldn't be surprised. Some people say it had something to do with George Soros or something, that whole movement. I won't be surprised at that, it just caused a lot of chaos and like why would anyone want to be part of something like that? Let me ask you, if I say the sun matters, does that mean that the moon doesn't? Genuinely curious what you think. Um, what do you mean? Are you trying to kind of like make some analogy or something? So I mean, like when we're talking about, it's like it's the implication of like when you're saying that one group of people matter, why don't we just say something like, you know, against discrimination, against, sort of police brutality or something, or um, improve the lives of those who have, sort of, kind of like struggling and all that, help them to, sort of thing. I'm not a feminist. What are you talking about? When did I say I'm feminist? I'm definitely not. I wouldn't really call myself a feminist. Um, nah, none of them really. I don't do McDonald's and KFC. Best to just include everyone. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It's like I'm not trying to make an analogy. I'm asking you whether your logic is sound. You said to say Black Lives Matter means white don't. So I'm testing if you always believe that, i.e., if the sun matters, does the moon also? Like, well, the moon is, what do you mean? Is that really a good kind of like comparison or something? Yeah, why aren't you? What do you mean? Why am I not a feminist? You're saying or something? Or I just don't agree with like modern feminism and where that's gone. I mean, I can be down with like old school feminism, I guess, but this new age stuff just sounds like a kind of, yeah. I mean, I don't want to get into like arguments on this sort of stuff. It's just I just don't like where it's headed. It's basically it's gotten to this point where you've got people like Bonnie Blue and stuff like that. So no, I'm saying that women have the same rights and stuff, and you know, it's just the point where I mean, it's gotten beyond that now, where it's like they're now at a point where you know what I mean. It's things have gotten anyway. You was here last night, just being a dickhead or something. I'm sure that Dean person was just trying to be a dickhead last night. I was doing a fucking gym session, fucking saying some shit in the chat or something. What are you saying, Javid? So like, yeah, this is what I mean. There's like, oftentimes with modern feminism, there's a lot of misandry and like reverse sexism, where they no longer just want equality; they want superiority in a lot of cases. And like, I'm all down for equality. Although I don't know. Well, it was the other day anyway. Someone, I'm sure that you was in the live the other day, unless it was somebody else with the same name as you, but somebody with the called Dean was in my live, and yeah, I don't know what color you should get your nails. I'm not the best for that, so go with whatever color you want to get them. So anyway, but so I was talking about, yeah, no, not Birmingham accent. I'm from York. Well, I live in York. Just a bit of equality. I mean, that's fair enough. and that's the thing. It's like, we all have to sort of yeah, but yeah. Anyway, oh yeah, black nails for a goth girl. That I suppose that would make sense. Pick a color, blue. I don't know. What do you think of that then? What's that? I mean, what are we saying? I don't know. I'm just like, I mean, as in like saying that if the sun matters, that assumes that the moon doesn't. I mean, I don't get what you're trying to sort of say there. I mean, I don't really understand how that's relevant to what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, got something about moon, such about sun matters, moon. So you're saying the moon doesn't matter or something? Or hello, Christopher, how you doing? Like, I don't know. Just hello, Fingy. But I should probably shouldn't have got into this subject tonight, but well, we'll be getting off soon anyway. But I'm just saying that the term itself is divisive, and and the whole movement itself is divisive. The BLM thing was just kind of, I mean, I just think that like um, we should be focusing on injustice as a whole, like I said, because that would be a lot more inclusive and people could get down with that. It's more of a class issue. You've got people who are, kind of a lot of people who are, let's say, struggling, no matter what background they're from, like black people, white people. Like, wouldn't it make more sense to try and have a movement to try and be more about trying to sort of improve the system or to bring a new system that is more fair and more, about equality of opportunity. And I don't believe necessarily in equity because I think that is a pipe dream, to be honest. Um, but like you said, if BLM, that inherently means white lives don't matter. So you believe if one matters, the other cannot. I.e., if you say men matter, it has to mean that women don't. But yeah, I think that we should be trying. I don't think that we should say things like that. Um, Men matter or women matter because, like I said, we should be trying to just look at things as a whole. Like by sort of, I just find it all a bit divisive and kind of people feel singled out, and I don't know. That's what I mean. It's a race issue by design. Easier to divide, but you relate to people or on class than anything else. Race means next to nothing unless you make it mean something. Yeah, I agree. Hello, my time, Abby. Bro, I think it's time to inform NASA that they are wasting their time searching for you in space because you are a star. Oh, thank you. Oh, goodness. Um, who was behind 9/11? I don't know, but I don't really think that the Arab hijackers were fully responsible, to say the least. I think that there was other forces behind all that, and I'm just a bit of a, yeah, I can be a bit conspiracy theorist at times, but yeah, I think there's, anyway. Thank you for the likes, Madsby. So yeah, like I said, it's a class thing because we've got, at this point, there is no middle class anymore, hardly. You've got the elites, and then you've got the people at the bottom who are most of them probably just about getting by. You've got the elites, quite oppressive, trying to sort of yeah. You're middle class, are you? Well, you're one of the lucky ones who's managed to somehow yeah, because most people probably would just stay in working class. I mean, a lot of it's just with all these high taxes and stuff like that that really keeps everybody keeps a lot of people stuck. I actually think that if they probably lowered the taxes, probably it would help to a lot of people to actually lift out of poverty and stuff like that. I would say probably in a lot of cases. Um, I mean, there's an argument that we should be taxing the rich more. Like they should pay their fair share of the taxes. It shouldn't be on like the poorest of people. Or you grow your own vegetables, and that can be a good idea to try and depend less on the system. Um, white privilege made up. I think there's very little logic behind it. Definitely class related. What you're saying. Um, well, I mean, white privilege. I think is. Like, I mean, there might be a little bit of truth to that, but like in terms of like you could say, well, look at like there's more say like unemployment and things like that with certain groups, but I think it's more down to like where people come from and stuff. Because if you look at say, oftentimes a lot of the places where it's really bad, like Detroit and stuff like that. Some argue that it's because these places were just run down places, like there's no opportunities there and stuff like that. But I think it'd be interesting to look at, let's say, a more kind of like a city with more prosperity. Let's say, is there still that same kind of um, yeah, exactly, Wolf. There is a lot. In fact, the richest guy in Nigeria, I believe, is a billionaire now. So that's Nigeria of all places. So yeah. Um, anyway, no, not any leather. No. Problem is they make the rules of the tax game and always avoid paying much tax. And if you do find a way to tax them, they can just leave and go to a tax haven country like Dubai. So it's a lose lose. I've heard though that that can be a bit BS. Thank you for the follow, Mail. I've heard that can be a bit crap where it's like, because apparently, right, we could tax them more, but they might not leave that much. Like people will say, "Oh, well, they'll all just leave." What if that's all just fear mongering to just stop the taxes going up? Yeah, because it's not possible for them all just to leave because they'd have to leave everything behind. So yeah, a few might leave, but I think it would still overall be better. I don't know. So I think that it's just an excuse just to like stop from like kind of like you got these tax havens like Bermuda and stuff like that where they put their money and stuff. British overseas territories, a lot of it, Bermuda, British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, also places like Switzerland. I've heard they put their money in, but yeah, it's a third world country, and yet they've got a billionaire there somehow. Yeah, I don't know how that's even possible for a third world country, but um, I suppose it shows there's a lot of inequality there, and well, I think they are an up and coming country actually. But richest got in Nigeria. I suppose it's like the whole sex thing where it's like um, where they're going about the wage gap, right? Which is a lot of it's BS. And yeah, there's a truth that there is a wage gap, but the thing is, a lot of that can be explained by the fact that men tend to work longer, they tend to work more dangerous jobs. There's a lot of reasons why it happens. So yeah, Gibraltar is very cheap to live, especially with the cost of living compared to England. Yeah, it's technically part of British territory. I was a bit confused with it. So listen to this, guys. So this guy of Ali Cole Dangote. So I think that's actually gone up from last time, but his net worth is $13.9 billion apparently. So yeah, so he's in Nigeria of all places. I mean, let's look at the richest person in the UK, for example. In UK, let's see what that is. 18.8 billion. So, according to that, the richest person in Nigeria, a black guy, hello Debbie, what you saying, is almost as rich as the richest guy in the UK. I thought that's kind of interesting. Yeah. Um, yeah, Dangote, whatever it's pronounced. Yeah, it's not as poor as it used to be anyway, but like I say, it's an up and coming country, I think. But yeah, um, it's still, I think, is it still a third world country though? Would you say? How you doing, Debbie? I hope you're well. I think moving to Gibraltar, it also has a lower crime rate. Really, is it quite expensive though, or is it easy to move there or something? Because of like, I know like with all the Brexit bullshit. I guess. Thank you for the follow case. Is it because is it easy? Is it easy to move to Gibraltar from the UK? So let's have a look and find out. Case, thank you for the follow. Says it's relatively straightforward for you British citizens as you don't need a visa, but it requires administrative steps like residency applications and tax registration, and you must prove financial self-sufficiency or employment while the process is. So yeah, so there is some things, but it's because it's part of the UK, it's a lot easier. So that's good. So it's a bit confusing because like you've got to say, is Bermuda part of the UK? Well, it says here that it's not part of the UK, like England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. It's a British overseas territory, meaning it's a self-governing territory. So Gibraltar will be self-governing, right? It's a really confusing one, isn't it? Isn't like Isle of Man like its own got its own government as well or something? Tala, thank you for follow. It's all a bit confusing. So is it part of the UK or isn't it part of the UK? Sort of thing. Because it says it's a British overseas territory, but it's not part of the UK or something. I don't know. Does that make any sense, like guys? I don't know. Hello, Joanne. How you doing? Good day, mate. Hello, Tyler. Can we speak English in here or something? Um, yeah. So what's this? Has anyone told you? Yeah, I've had that a lot. My sports roundup. Yeah, I've had that a lot before. Hello, Hosen Ritter. With the westernization of the country by Ataturk, Turkish self-image was deeply engineered. I don't know about that. It's a part of the UK. Would you say so? Would you call Bermuda? Well, it says Bermuda is not part of the UK or something. It's just a confusing one to me. Hello, Toko. Well, it says, well, but yeah, Gibraltar's a British overseas territory. So that So it's not part of the UK though, or something. Yeah, its administration is British, but it's not part of the UK. It's an overseas territory, basically. But like, but UK is a country. So what does that mean? So it's not a country. It's all a bit of a yeah. So it's not a country of itself. But it's not part of the UK. It's a bit of like a kind of like grey area or something. I don't know. Yeah, the Commonwealth. All right. Sharing the same currency. I remember like Bermuda had a slightly different currency or something like that. But hello, Rianne. Maybe that's what you should do if that's the best thing you can do is that I think I say or I don't know who that is. I don't know what that is. Um, yeah, I don't know, but we're just talking about whether it's a good idea to move to Gibraltar. How much does it cost to live there then? How much does Gibraltar cost? to live compared to UK. Let's have a look. It says generally comparable to slightly cheaper than major UK cities like London, especially due to no VAT, low taxes, no council tax, no capital gains tax, and cheaper fuel. But housing, rentals/purchases is expensive due to limited space. While everyday goods can be pricier than the UK, with less variety, it balances high property costs with low indirect taxes and utility savings. So according to that, it's about the same, really. Yeah. Hello, Manshad. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. What is going on here? Joking, bro. Okay. Okay. Thank you. For a one-bedroom flat, it costs around £300 a month. Is that in Gibraltar? I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, there is places in the UK that you can get a one-bedroom flat for like £200 a month, but those will be kind of rough areas, though. Um, hello, Narcissus. How you doing? Hope you're doing well tonight, everybody. So, yeah, it depends where you are, because in, like, say, the northeast, you can get like a you can probably get a two-bedroom for like a few £100, if not less. For a decent two-bed will cost around 650, right? Yeah. I mean, maybe it'd be a better place for like networking and stuff like that. You might have a lot of rich people around there, so there might be a lot of opportunities. That might be why a lot of people go to places like Dubai. But I don't really like the idea of going to Dubai. It just seems like a kind of, I don't know. There's a lot of just very materialistic type of people and just very money oriented kind of people, and I just wouldn't really want to be around all that, personally. What you on about? What we're saying about children with cancer? Who's saying that? We shouldn't be talking about that, should we? Us and Empire. What we're saying? I don't know what's going on in the chat, but top end £1,000, still a lot cheaper than London, though, isn't it? Like you get F all in central London for like that. Like, you wouldn't even probably get a bed sit for like £1,000 a month, would you? It's absolutely ridiculous. But it's all because of something about GDP or something. The higher the GDP, you know, the higher the costs and stuff. Yeah. Hello, AD. I consider myself West Asian despite having fair skin with dark yellow hair. Why? How do you? What do you mean? You consider yourself as that? Chat is getting heated. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Can we just try and keep it civil, guys? Okay. Who's a weirdo? What's going on here? What we're saying? Okay, what is going on? Can we just like tone it down a bit? I'm gonna be going shortly, but yeah, can we just the last few minutes just try and be civil, okay? Hello, John Wright. Kid. Yeah, kid. How are you? How's it going, mate? Huh. Yeah, make sure you subscribe if you're new here, everybody. That would be really appreciated. Is everybody doing okay then? Yeah. Thank you for the follow, Wolf. Yeah, just where are you from, by the way, anyway? So I know you're from UK, but where you say you're from? So I'm in York, so anyway, what we're saying, I don't know, I might have to get rid of this 1, 2, 3 person because they're just causing some chaos. Right, there we go. Just I do buskins. Oh, Kent. Oh yeah, sounds nice. Supposed to be got some nice gardens and stuff, isn't it, Kent? Yeah, I'd like to go and see that at some point. Yeah. I think my dad actually wanted to go live there at some point. Oh, born in Nottingham. Oh, yeah. I went to Nottingham once. Yeah. I was on a trip. a long time ago, like about 20 years ago now. Actually, it was back in 2005. It's like, yeah, a long time ago. It's just when you think back, it's like it's kind of scary anyway because you think, oh wow, it was that long ago. It's like holy shit, it's like where's all the time gone? How's all this time just flown by? Like how has it gone from like, you know what I mean? Oh shit, it's like, yeah. Anyway, so hello, Michael. How you doing? I don't know about Poland. Do you think that things have changed? Like, what do you mean? Hello, Catherine. How you doing? Um, no, no. What I was the articles of you struggling. No, no, no. I definitely don't struggle because of looks. That's for sure. Pretty sure that. Yeah. Well, just go away. Definitely not. Definitely not the looks. Definitely not struggling because of looks. That's for sure. Thanks a lot, man. I say the same for the British people. You guys, such a fascinating history. Oh yeah, hello, Asil. How you doing tonight? Welcome in. Cost of living's a lot more expensive. Well, yeah, there is that. Cost of living's gone up everywhere, and oftentimes people's wages aren't keeping up with that, are they? Because, like, for example, what was the average wage back in the 80s? They would have found it a lot easier to get on the property ladder. Like, apparently the average property back in the 80s was something like 40, just over £40,000 or something. That's an average one. You could have probably got in fact, my grandma and granddad, they bought a house back in 1980 for £11,000. So when it was sold a few years ago and it was worth about £90,000. So it's gone up by about 8 times in value. So an almost 10 times increase in value. So that's crazy, isn't it? In that time that it's gone up by so much in value. Hello, Pastor Semper. I can't do a Ronald Weasley impression. No, no, I don't know how I would do that. Since we left the EU, all right. Yeah, but things have changed even before that. But I've heard some people argue that it's not the Brexit's fault itself, but rather um, that there's other things going on. Like, I mean, it's really complicated, all the political stuff, and like, for example, like, yeah, yeah, mass migration. There's been a lot of like, because there's this thing with like the EU, and apparently we're still kind of in it. I can't remember what the name of it, but it's like I believe that they're trying to like I don't know if they're being spiteful towards us and trying to block trades or so. I don't know everything that's going on, but it's just that people are quick to blame something like Brexit, or they'll say, "Oh, it's because of COVID or something." Well, what it's like people have this scapegoat or something, and but sometimes it's not that's to be blamed, and that's just like a red herring or something like that. That they use to blame instead. Oh yeah, I've heard about Tommy Robinson. Carl. Hello, Tiger. How you doing? We're being punished by the EU. Yeah, that's what I think is being going on basically. And then what it might be a way to kind of be like, oh look, the Brexit ain't working. Now let's go back into the EU. So it could be the whole kind of thing of like the whole problem reaction solution thing, you know? Because the EU are a bunch of like globalist kind of that are just kind of power driven. They just they're trying to like they're these like unelected kind of they have these like unelected bureaucrats and stuff that are just trying to call the shots and all that. And I know like not everybody. It's like I don't know. There's the whole Brexit thing, and some people voted for it because of some immigration stuff, but it's just I don't know. The whole thing is a sham. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm like totally against immigration. I think some of it's good. We need, you know, have skilled workers come in from other countries that do good jobs, like, for example, doctors, nurses, and what have you. They come on in a lot oftentimes from Eastern countries and they're good at their jobs. Oh, thank you, FF8868. Um, Sensible immigration is good, yeah. The thing is, if you were to even say that, then you're labeled as far right. I remember someone was like interviewing somebody and saying that they believed in a point system for immigration, and then they said you have a far right view on immigration. How is having a point system a far right view on immigration? I would argue that's more of like a centrist kind of view on a more balanced view on immigration, where it's like that they agree with it in some ways, but also kind of we shouldn't just open the floodgates. I would say a far right view on immigration would be literally deporting every single immigrant that's ever come here. That would be far right. It's like I just find it ridiculous when people that anything that's to the right of them is like far right. I guess it's the same with the right wingers where they'll say something's communist even if it's not. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. How is a points based system far right? I mean, yeah, that is quite liberal. Though the whole spectrum doesn't make sense now. Yeah, it's like some argue that the political spectrum has kind of changed, and there's just a. The thing is with the whole left and right, it's not as simple as just left and right. There's also another axis as well. You've got I think there's multiple axes when it comes to politics. That's the thing, right? It's not as simple as left versus right. There's other kind of directions as well, different axes. Like you've got the more kind of, um, for example, the more kind of authoritarian versus the more kind of um, the ones that are more in favor of like a sort of limited state, or even further than that, you've got like the people who say abolish state entirely. So it's like, you've got very varied spectrums on both sides, you know, liberal slash authoritarian. That's kind of like, how can you be liberal and authoritarian at the same time? I mean, that's not true. Are you suggesting that the host population have never worked? What you're saying? I don't know what you're saying here. Um, are you talking about the like sexuality spectrum? You're talking about you're thinking of the four quarters, which are commie slash capitalist, and then lib slash auth. It's interesting. I mean, some argue that liberalism is like a less kind of extreme, than like communism. I don't know, but some of these modern liberals have gotten quite sort of you could say authoritarian. It's weird how it's all kind of become kind of like this, like basically a lot of these so-called liberals, you could argue, are just as if not more authoritarian than some of the right wingers. Like that, a lot of them want to bring in more laws that against free speech and stuff like that. um Low skill immigration. So why would we want that then? What would be the? I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends if we need any low skill workers. That now there is things like, for example, I know like there's, for example, with care staff and stuff like that, where they are bringing in a lot of um, people from, like for example, Nigeria. But I don't know. It's just a shitty situation because what's happened is a lot of people just aren't really getting paid that much. So basically, they're just finding anybody that they can who will do that job. Like they get bank staff, they get like there's basically like yeah, and a lot of the time they don't even speak proper English. There's no net benefit to low skilled migration when we British people can work. I think the problem is that some people just don't want to do those kind of jobs that are low paid. For example, working as care workers and stuff like that, and support workers. Like if they're going to be paid like minimum wage, a lot of people just don't want to do it. They don't want to have to deal with all the stresses of that and then just kind of get paid shit. So so they bring in other people who will work for less, basically. And I don't know if some of these people might even be getting paid lower than minimum wage or something, because they might be getting paid as like kind of contract or something like as some kind of um yeah. So you could argue from that point of view, but the problem is when you're just having a bunch. I guess the illegals. That's a another issue, but yeah. Um, I guess the thing is we need to kind of yeah. The problem is with that is that British workers are then competing with foreign labor markets. What are you trying to say that like that's actually bringing down the wages? I remember hearing about that argument actually that the more of these migrants they bring in for these like low skill jobs that can actually have a effect on wages. So that yeah, more competition for the same jobs, which then they can sort of yeah, are paid cheaper. The company will go for the foreign labor rather than pay the British. Hmm. I think yeah, they just need to have because if the British won't work for like minimum wage, let's say, whereas if they didn't have all these people to come in, then then they would have to maybe pay those staff a bit more. You know, there has to be like incentives for like people to want to do these kind of jobs. So same with British made products over Chinese. It's always happened and always will happen. Yeah. Yeah, because Chinese products are a lot cheaper to make because they can pay them a lot less. So even though they're being shipped in from like all over the world, still ends up being cheaper. We've had some amazing agency staff who are from Nigeria, really good workers getting paid poorly by agencies. Yeah, yeah, they can get taken advantage of. I think these agency staff. But it's kind of a mixed bag, really. I think some of them are good, but some of them are a bit kind of not very well integrated and they're not very good with English. Sometimes they have like broken English and it's like it really depends, I guess. But there is probably I mean there is some good ones as well. I guess it's like with anything, but we need to have balance, yeah. Um, but yeah, it's just I think a lot of these are exploited. It's like Jake Dean, you okay? So I guess what we're saying is a lot of people trafficking, a lot of a lot of these migrants just being exploited for low wages. So this is not racist at all. In fact, we're arguing that this is wrong. There shouldn't be being taken advantage of like that. But it's just this is just the world that we live in. It's the system is just very opportunistic, you know. The people who run the system, the people who are benefiting from the system, they're very opportunistic and will cut corners. They will find ways to reduce costs. It's all about caring about the bottom line over everything else. I'm about 6'4". I don't know what you're talking. No, no, I've not. It is what it is. That's why I work for myself. It could, if you can't beat them, join them. Yeah, that's the thing. Really, it's. I think working for yourself is a good way to like give like an fu to the system because it's like it's a way of having some autonomy. I think it's even if you was to be paid a bit less, you know, there's more autonomy. You can make your own hours. You can, in a lot of cases anyway, but You can decide when you want to have a holiday. You can decide if you want to go in at all. You can decide to, there's a lot more flexibility um, to that. Hello, PJGFC. Anyway, hope you're all well tonight, people. Giant man. I'm a very big man. I'm a very 5'7", I think, is a little below average. Small business is good. Yeah, I think they try and shame like entrepreneurs, but like obviously small businesses are good and usually quite honest. Hello, Moopy Moops. Sub if you make your eye unlazy. What you on about? I don't have lazy eye. I don't think. I mean, I would be quite short next to me because I'm 6'4". But why are people so obsessed with height anyway? There's more to life than being tall, And being tall, it has its problems as well. Yeah, I agree. Some have struggled a bit with English, but they've been willing to try and learn despite everything. That's just my experience. Well, as long as they're trying to learn and yeah, hello, Ozan Kork Mazorslan. How you doing? I mean, they don't seem to be bad people, to be fair. I mean, yeah, it's just anyway. No, I'm not gonna shut up. I do as I do as I like. That's what I do. That's what I do. I'm a rebel and all that. Okay, just whatever. Right. Hope you're doing well tonight. Panda prove marking everyone around you is the only way to have a quality life, in your opinion. Those is a Nick. What you saying? Anyway, yeah. Any more questions? They care about height because they are monkey-brained and shallow. Yeah, no, it's just the thing is they're only worried about their height if, in my opinion, if they haven't got anything else going for them. If you have a lot going for you, then it's like, for example, you got someone like Tom Cruise. I know it's an extreme example, but you know how tall Tom Cruise was? I think he was about 5'7", but yet he's almost universally like liked by women. I mean, almost every woman would have, especially in his like prime, they would have found him attractive. Even though, yeah, 5'7". And then you might say, well, it's because of his status, but I think even just if they like saw him, I think, yeah, it's just, yeah, height isn't all there is, but I think, yeah, people like exaggerate the importance of it. Anyway, hello, Momo, how you doing? So I'm going to be getting off in a sec, but yeah, I don't need to go on about life story right now, do I? Anyway, hello, Giraffe. Oh, here we go. Welcome back. So, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up, I think. Nice to meet you too. Been on long enough, I think. Probably about time I get out of here or something. Have some food. What do I do? Just been like live on here tonight. Yeah. How many likes do we get on the live? Then let's have a look. See how many likes we're up to at this point. 18. We didn't get as many as I thought we would have, but anyway, considering how many viewers have come and gone, it's yeah. But let's see how many votes we have. There are a lot more votes though. Why didn't they all just like the live or something? 111 votes, it says. Oh, wow. And interesting. Thank you very much. Hello, boss. Oh, here we go. Hello, Jam. How you doing tonight? Hope everyone's well. So again, if you're new here, please just give me a follow. Yeah, yeah. I'm not seeing that. What is it called? Aragorn today. Don't know what happened with him, but hello, Lord Snooty. We were just talking about different things. Like we're talking about what was it? Yeah. Oh, for goodness sake, what was that? Why do I hate you? I don't hate you. Hate is a strong word. I'm 30 years old. Yeah, hate's a strong word, you know? Like, I don't have energy to just hate people, you know? What's this? Lord Snooty says, hi, how you doing? What's your name? Nice to meet you. Where are you from? And I'll see you later too, Susie. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow, but I should have put a video out tonight, but I didn't get around to it. I know I said I was going to do a daily video, and it's shit that I've kind of not put that one out today, but I haven't really got around to it. I've been a bit busy, so yeah. I mean, the live streaming's been kind of taking up a lot of time, so yeah. Hello, yeah. Hello, yeah, my BF resemble with you. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I'd have to see that to believe it. Any more questions before I go? Hartford. You're from Hartford, are you? Lord Snooty. Hartford. All right. Yeah, I do busking and I do streaming as well. But anyway, right. I'm gonna get going, everybody. See you all later. Tomorrow I'll be